Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. It is your Zionist prince, the traveling clat Tal, here from Israel. Today we're looking at a video by the queen herself, the queen of Persia, Elica Le Bon. We are talking a little bit more of a touchy subject today. It's on this issue of the hostages. So viewer discretion is advised. If you're uncomfortable hearing some graphic detail, I might go into some detail. I love this woman. She got me my first 1,000 followers on Twitter by reposting one of my videos and tagging me. I'm indebted to her. I think she's amazing. She's shared some of my work in the past. I think she's an absolutely incredible soul. And let's get into what she has to say. I love hearing her commentary on this stuff.
I have a question. Are you guys okay? Are you guys actually okay? That you genuinely believe that hostages being filmed at gunpoint to say that they had a nice time in captivity genuinely mean it? You mean to tell me that you believe that hostages who were kidnapped after watching everybody they know being gunned down were happy to have been kidnapped?
What do you think? I may be preaching to the choir here. I mean, maybe it doesn't come naturally to most people to understand the fact that when you're taken hostage by a violent group of jihadi terrorists, it's not a positive experience. But what do you think? No, I'm really. Feel free to go down in the comments real quick. What do you think? Do you think there's a sliver of a chance that women, now that have been released, 7 women that have been released from Gazan captivity, do you think that there's a chance that 7 Israeli Jewish women would be happy when drugged up Muslim animal men come into their town cities, kill people in front of them, yell Allahu Akbar, and call them Sabaya, the same word that ISIS used to refer to Yazidi women as literal sex slaves? Do you think they'd be happy to be in that position? Where do you think Hamas reformed? Where do you think Palestinians reformed their kidnapping strategies to be more ethical or humane within the last year and a half? Answer that question. Tell me.
That's what you genuinely believe. You believe that hostages who were taken to underground terror tunnels where they watched other hostages being sexually assaulted were having a nice time. And even though they were limbless on their return, you think they were smiling because they didn't want those limbs anyway. You mean to tell me that you believe that jihadist terrorists who slaughtered 1,200 people, took hundreds more hostage, killed some of those hostages, executed them, dismembered them, but kept some of them alive, did so not to use them as political bargaining chips, but because they're so nice?
So, do you have an answer? Have you worked it through your mind yet? You know, the one thing that I've resonated with Elica since she started making content on this subject has been the frustration. I think it's so hard for people like us from the Middle East to sit here, people whose families like ours have been so deeply affected, like hers and mine, by Islamic radicalism and Islamic jihadism, so tangibly affected. It's so hard to sit and just watch the brain rot. It is so difficult to just sit quietly with your hands on your ass and be like, nah, it's fine. Y'all don't get it. Y'all stupid. Y'all really, really stupid. Y'all so freaking dumb. So dumb. It's taking a lot out of me right now to not unleash every gene of Iraqi animalistic behavior that I have from Babylon stored inside of my DNA and just be a complete piece of shit into the microphone right now. It's taking everything. You don't understand how stupid you are. Maybe when you're 40, you look back at your stupid Instagram posts and you'll be like, you know, maybe I wasn't right about that. The problem is, people like me, people like Elica, people like the people of the Middle East and North Africa who have lived under Islamic jihadism for hundreds of years now, who have suffered under it, we have to deal with your shitty Instagram posts. This is what I've been saying since day one. We have to deal with you being an idiot. You being an idiot on social media has actual ramifications for us. For my 86-year-old grandma who's bedridden and is a refugee. We have to deal with your stupidity. It actually manifests into real things. Because what happens is when you post that the hostages are smiling and that they're happy to have been taken hostage in Hamas captivity underground in terror tunnels and had their fingers removed, when you post that that's a good thing, you embolden those terrorists to do it again. And when they do it again, they know they're going to get the support of idiots like you. That's the frustrating part for me and for people like Elica. So you're really dumb.
Can I just ask another question, actually?
Yes,
you know,
please.
when the jihadist terrorists forced the hostages to film themselves smiling and saying they had a nice time, can I just ask you, what was that for? What do you think that the jihadist terrorists did that for? Well, what was the benefit? What good would come for them to do that? Nothing, right? There would be absolutely no benefit to them to show that the hostages had a really nice time in captivity. There's no PR there, right? There's no PR to being like, hey, we're really nice guys who take care of people, even though we killed them and raped them and dismembered them and held them in captivity for 15 months. There's no PR benefit to forcing people to confess that they had a wonderful time.
She's being a sarcastic one, just like I am usually. You know, me and Elica can be a bit cunty, I think, when we make our content. But let me clarify what she's saying here real quick. And I'll clarify it in a very nuanced way so everybody understands. The Muslims of this world are literally so brainwashed and so blind that many of them, unfortunately, genuinely believe that Hamas are taking care of the hostages because of Islamic law. They refuse to look at the evidence that Hamas committed terrible terrorist attacks. They blame it on the Israeli government because, of course, it's the shape-shifting Jews, the shifty Jews that would do that to their own people, because that makes total sense and totally in the track record of what Jewish people have done to the past and not what Arabs and Muslims do to each other every single day. But they, see, look, I tried to quell my sarcasm and literally couldn't. So they genuinely believe that Hamas, because they're Muslims and they are Muslims, that they would never treat a hostage in such a bad way. Then the problem is what she's actually pointing out to is the idiots, the liberals in the West, actually buying it because they're stupid. Not because they're brainwashed by the Quran and Islam, because they're fucking stupid. The liberals in the left are literally so dumb, they can't discern what's going on. They don't understand what they're looking at. And they just buy into it because they look at Muslim, brown person. Brown means oppressed. Brown means stupid. Brown means racism of low expectations. We can't expect more from this person because they're brown. And they're all Arab and they're all Muslim because they're brown. And our expectation is that, of course, they're going to take care of the Jewish hostages because they're not colonialists. They're not colonizers. They're not like the evil white people. Bitch, you don't understand. The Arabs are way worse. Way worse. They colonized and pillaged and conquered and raped and did the worst things in the Middle East and North Africa. I think on scale way bigger than what Europeans did. In a lot of ways. Maybe it feels a lot bigger because it personally affected my family. So she's pointing out here to a two-stroke thing. It's not just that the Arabs are stupid and being racist and being dumb and being brainwashed, but the liberals in America and in the West, they're racist and dumb. And you have the two groups coalescing together to a new formula of stupidity. And that's 2024 in a nutshell.
If you genuinely believe that being kidnapped by jihadist terrorists is a nice time, you deserve it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything that's bad, because of course, if you think that's a nice time, then what I'm saying is just well wishes, right? Yeah. So you shouldn't be upset when that happens to you and your children and your siblings and your daughters. You should actually be very, very happy when you get a certificate for your time in jihadist captivity as a reminder. But something tells me if you survive something like that,
Queen,
you're probably not going to need any reminders. You psychos.
I love her. I really do. She's fantastic. She has stepped up to the plate this year in defense. I'm not going to say she's like I would consider her a Zionist, but she's just stepped up to the plate with so much rationale and so much clear thinking and so much education in the last year. Elica Le Bon, man. Queen, really. I have nothing but good words to say about her. She's really fantastic. And I agree wholeheartedly with most of the things that she says. Not everything, but most of the things that she says. The brain rot is real, as I've coined here on this channel. The brain rot is real, ladies and gentlemen. Help me fight. Join the channel. Subscribe. Turn on the notification. Support me. Buy some merchandise. Why don't you? I need your help. I love you guys a long time, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, class. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.